us. Welcome everybody to this exciting episode of 90s Kids Are Us. My name is Eddie.
I'm Jess.
And today is a really special one because we are talking about something from the 90s that goes all the way to today.
That's right. We're talking about Toy Story.
Toy Story 5 just came out yesterday, last night. Mm-hmm. We saw the premiere.
Yep.
And we got something to say about Toy Story 5. So come along with us this exciting episode and let's get into it, Jess.
Okay.
Overall, what did you think? Reach for the sky.
Honestly, I was really impressed with how good the movie was. I don't think I was ready for how good the movie was. That's a big statement, okay? So big fan.
I think I went into it with little to no expectation, and that might have been the right move. Like, obviously, it's Toy Story. There are expectations. We are currently watching Toy Story 1. It's on in the background. So that is the expectation, right? That's Toy Story, the original. Is it going to live up to it? Is it going to be anywhere close? Is it going to be better than part 4?
Yeah.
These are all thoughts that I'm having
prior, to seeing it.
Going into it. And first things first, I gotta say, you're my favorite deputy. I got some pretty kick-ass
merch.
Now, I may be wearing a Buzz t-shirt, right? But everybody knows Woody, the original yodeling cowboy, is the best. Is the best. But the merch, well, whatever. Popcorn bucket, right? We should have made some popcorn, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Popcorn bucket and this really cool, I don't know if you guys can see it, but the star on the top, Woody with a poncho, right? You can't see his bald spot, but if it did, it'd probably blind me right now.
That was so great. If you've seen any of like the bloopers or trailers or anything like that, the hype is totally worth it. This bald spot just so shiny and it's great. It makes multiple appearances in the movie. Fantastic.
And so because Toy Story 5 is out now, right? Mm-hmm. We're not going to super spoil it or anything, but we are going to talk about, it's fine. We are going to talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, but we don't have to get into super specifics, right? We can be sort of vague for it in case people want to go out, see it, whatever. So you already said that you were pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. I was too. Honestly. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. Mm-hmm. I was expecting, honestly, Toy Story 4, which was not bad. Duke Kaboom is probably one of the best characters in Toy Story 4. Duke Kaboom. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Keanu Reeves, right? And he comes back in this one. Duke Kaboom. Spoiler, I guess. Well, whatever. But Duke Kaboom is back. Mm-hmm. Very small part. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if maybe they were like, oh, maybe there was too much Duke Kaboom in the last one.
Yeah.
And they kind of rolled his part back. But all the toys from previous ones make an appearance in the new one, along with new toys.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy is, is this too much? I don't know. Now I don't know where the line is.
Well, so we can be sort of vague, right? You can say there's new toys. You can say.
Well, can I talk about Jessie or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so to me, this was really more about Jessie.
It was a Jessie story,
and I actually really like that. I'm rocking my Jessie.
It was a
jacket here.
Jessica story.
Hey, see, that's a spoiler. I feel like that's a spoiler, but you'll find out when you watch.
You'll see it.
But it was cool, like, because, we talked about this a little bit, too, like, after we saw the movie, you don't really know a lot about Jessie's, like, background or her history or anything like that, like, other than the little snips.
Yeah, only the brief stuff that they show in part 2,
right.
And we really haven't gone into that in part 3 or part 4, like, it's just Jessie the yodeling cowgirl.
Right, and so this was cool because it gave just a little more information about her. And I just thought that was really cool.
And with Woody being gone from part 4, right? Now Jessie's sort of the sheriff in town. She's leading the toys with Bonnie and Buzz. And speaking of Buzz, and without giving too much away, what did you think of the Buzz storyline or the multiple Buzz storyline overall?
I would say it put me on a little bit of a wild goose chase. I think that's the best way to say it. If you see the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I still liked how it wrapped up in the end. I was a big fan.
Well, that was part of it. I kept thinking to myself the whole time, each time they showed, we're just going to call them, I don't know, I wanted to say something Star Command, but...
Star Command.
The Star Command followers.
Well, that's true.
But it showed them, and every time it showed them, I was like, where's this going?
Right.
Like, how does this tie into the main storyline? And so that's honestly how it felt. Was for a good majority of the film, there was two, like, storylines going on at the same time. And how are they going to connect?
Well, and that's, I think, to me, like, that's something that, it's like, what's going to happen, right? It keeps you engaged. It keeps you intrigued. There's this unknown to the story. And so I think it was just weird, though, how it kept going back and forth. Like, the back and forth, I don't know if it was that smooth.
Yeah.
If I was going to give it a criticism, though I love this movie, 10 out of 10, okay?
10 out of 10?
If I were to be, like, extra critical, I would say I don't feel like there was a smoothness between that story and the main story.
Okay, so then pacing for you, or like editing wise, whatever. That's what I was gonna ask, actually. How did you like the back and forth, the pacing of it? And did you ultimately like how they weaved that into the overarching storyline? Like, do you think it made sense?
I think after you see it all end, it makes sense.
Okay.
I think until you get there, though, you have a giant question mark in your brain. But also at the same time, but it's not like a bad question mark. It's not like WTF.
Yeah.
It's like, what's going on?
And that's sort of how it felt. Like, I walked away, and I told you this earlier, with more questions about the Star Command followers than was answered. And so what I did find out, though, and we almost, like, we talked about it when we were in the movie theater, and we were like, do we stick around to the very end? Apparently...
No, did we miss something? Shut up. Do we really? Because I'm really upset
Apparently,
now.
there is 2 after credit scenes. 2 after credit scenes, and like the main like theme song of the whole movie. I guess it's a Taylor Swift song. It's a new one that she recorded for the movie.
Okay.
That doesn't play the whole movie unless it plays like maybe bits and pieces here and there. But it doesn't actually play until those after credit scenes. So we didn't get the Taylor Swift song.
So that doesn't even make sense.
We missed the
How
2
are you gonna put like the main song
after credit scenes, because it's probably playing during the credits, right? And then the credit scene comes on, and we made the executive decision to hitch up Bullseye and get the hell out of there.
It was really late, which remember, we're talking about 90s things. We're millennials, and we're old ones. Like, we go to bed at like 9 o'clock. He's pointing at me, but he goes to bed at the same time that I do.
She's conditioned me to go to bed earlier.
It's on me, I guess. You're welcome for all the great sleep that you get.
You're welcome. I wouldn't say great sleep, but sleep nonetheless. So, all in all, I want to say this movie for me probably ranks better than part 2, which is kind of crazy to say because that's the introduction of Jessie.
I would say that too, though.
Well, it's definitely better than part 4. It's definitely better than part 4 to me. But in ranking wise, I would say for me, it's 1, 3, and 5. Like 2 and 4, they are good movies, but I don't feel like they're just kind of sort of for me.
I know you're an original guy. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, Toy Story 1. This is the best.
Okay, and I ain't hating on the original, all right, because it's great. But I would say for me, this is the best Toy Story movie. And here's why.
Other than the original?
other than the original.
That's crazy. Well, so like not including
like,
the original.
Correct. Like
Okay.
I can't, because they're two different things. You can't. This is apples and oranges. All right. I don't think you can really compare an OG movie to a number 5, like all the way in the series. So to me, like you can't even really compare the two. But I feel like if it's not the original, it's number 5. I'm just skipping all the way over.
So
like, you know what I'm saying?
That
But
sort of
I
makes
feel like
sense.
the number 5 almost like I want to go watch it again.
You
Like
wanna
I
see it a second
really
time?
liked it.
The reason why I say that makes sense is because watching number 5, I can see a lot of similarities or callbacks to the original.
Correct. Which makes it great.
So they pay homage to it. They
But
give
I
it
feel
its
like
flowers.
it's gone full circle.
Correct.
And that's what I always like, a full circle movie.
A full circle. So the story of Woody, Buzz, Jesse, all the toys have come full circle from 1 to 5. So that leaves me with the next question, and I kind of maybe saw a little bit something about this today, but is there a number 6? Do they do a number 6? Do they stop it at 5? Is there room for a number 6?
I feel like the base of the story, which this is consistent in pretty much every, or at least most of the movies, I would say 3. Well, especially 3, right? Where Andy grows up. But even in 2, because Jesse's talking about like her previous people, Emily,
right?
in
Emily.
number 2, and how she, grew up. So I feel like you can always have that story of kids growing up and moving on to the next kid. So
Correct.
in theory, if you wanted to do it, you could. But should you?
Exactly. Should you?
Honestly, stop right there. I don't see how
Stop
you get
at number
better
5.
than number 5. And the reason why is just because I feel like it's so, like, talking about like nostalgia and like today's stuff, like it connects to all of it. It is retro, it is modern, it is the best of all the worlds, and
So the reason why you say retro but modern is it sort of takes the storyline from this first movie and kind of places it in a new era in number 5, right? You
Right.
have the new toy.
well, it's not even, I take it deeper than this. I don't want to give too much away, but I'm doing
Well,
it. Okay,
everybody
spoiler,
who's
spoiler, I
seen
don't
the
care.
trailer knows Lily Pad, right? Lily Pad is the new toy.
Yeah, but I'm talking like through the movie, you have this battle of tech versus imagination
Correct,
and toys
and
and
toys.
kids playing with toys and being themselves or like growing with tech. And
Should they? Shouldn't they?
I just feel like
What's-
that's why it's, today versus
What's best for a kid, right?
before.
And so one of the main themes, right? And that is true. One of the main themes is tech versus imagination, right? Another main theme is friendship. The whole movie,
Yeah.
the goal of everything is Bonnie
Needs a friend.
needs a friend. She doesn't have any friends. She's a kid who loves to make believe, use her imagination with her toys, but there's not many people out there like that.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that there are people who are running to the newest trends, and then there are people who still are, like, holding on to the things that they love, right? Which you would say is us, quite literally. Like, though I like nostalgic
Tech girl.
things, I'm tech all the way. I'm modern, advanced,
And
all the way.
Mr. Nostalgia,
But I still
imagination.
appreciate those things.
And so do I. Obviously, I appreciate tech. I have tech all in my home, right? We wouldn't be where we are without tech. And I get that, but when is tech too much? And that's what this movie kind of hits on.
So here's another perspective, because we do not have kids,
Correct?
right? So like for us, I'm really curious actually
There is no Bonnie running around,
how
There is no...
parents feel about this movie. Like
Yeah.
watching this movie, like, I'm really curious how they feel.
And what was interesting is there were parents there with their kids,
Yes.
brought their kids in, and I could hear behind us, come in, Star Command, I could hear us
in,
behind us, the parents were actually laughing in the movie. And
Really?
the little kid in front was laughing too, but for the most part, along with us, obviously,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
could
I'm
hear
just
the
in my own
parents
world.
behind us laughing.
That's great.
And so what that tells me is this movie not only for children, but also for adults, especially those adults who
100%.
grew up with it, because there is adult humor. I think they talk about taking a number 2 and
It's funny.
picking the poo, and like it's wild. Some of the new toys in here are crazy.
The new old toys.
Yeah, because they are sort of retro toys too, but they're new to the story. And so all that to basically say that this movie has a little bit of everything for everyone, and it touches on the things that kids and adults both deal with today in growing up, in raising their children. And I said right then, I was like, I don't know if Bonnie's parents are being the best parents that they could be.
Oof.
I was just like, maybe they should have handled that a little bit differently. And you'll see in the movie, it'll come to a part where I'm just like, maybe they could have, encouraged Bonnie to act differently, or hold her accountable, or, teach her not a lesson, but kind of encourage her to maybe like not act on her emotions so much, but maybe sit her down, have a conversation with her, and be like, hey, what's going on? Like, and that's what we talked about.
Sure. And I think I don't know if I actually made this point earlier, but I was thinking about it. Like I said, I'm curious of how parents feel about this movie, because we don't have kids. So there's a certain perspective we don't have.
Correct.
But I think we talk about if we did, how would we do it? Mm-hmm. And everyone has their own style, whatever. But it's really interesting to see the parents' reaction in this particular movie, and I wonder how other parents feel about it. That's it. That's all.
Some really cool things. Not only do we have the older toys, but Bo Peep makes a comeback in this one,
for
right?
like 2 seconds, but I love it.
Yeah, she's in there a little bit, not as much as the last one, because I feel like the last one was really Bo Peep's story. So far...
Did you feel like it was Bo Peep's story?
It was Bo Peep and Woody. It was Woody's adventure to find Bo Peep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so we've had sort of... Each main character has had their own sort of movie. The first movie about Woody and Buzz. The second movie more about Jesse, but still Woody and his backstory, right?
Yeah.
The third about all the toys and Andy and growing up and giving up those toys. Mm-hmm. And then 4, Woody and Bo Peep. And then 5, more Jesse. Mostly Jesse, mostly Bonnie.
You think this is because Buzz basically already got his own movie? He had his own TV show.
Well,
it was all these other things.
He has multiple movies,
right? But I mean, is there Toy Story 6 going to be about Buzz?
Well, so I also feel like this movie was about Jesse and Buzz.
Mm-hmm. I get that, because I would agree with that, but it's definitely more about.
Correct. It's Jesse, her journey. Dealing with Bonnie growing up, growing in general, and where does that leave Jesse, and where does that leave Buzz if Jesse's not in the picture or somewhere else,
apparently
right?
He can't live without her.
And so this movie is very cute, has some adult humor.
Oh yeah.
Has a lot of just silly kid stuff, and one of the really cool callbacks, I would say, is when they say, this isn't flying, this is falling with style.
That was probably one of my favorite ones. The favorite ones.
So they bring it back full circle.
So great.
This isn't flying, this is falling with style. And that's one of my favorite, catchphrases of the movie.
Woody making his appearance back into Buzz's life, he's like, you're from another planet. He's just messing with him. And you love that, Buzz, Woody, best friend, camaraderie. It's great.
And they kind of say it, I think it's either Ham or it's Potato Head. They go, it's so nice to see them,
fighting again.
And I was like, that kind of makes Toy Story, great. When Woody and Buzz are at odds, it kind of makes...
Because they're friends,
Yeah, they're friends, but they also have disagreements, or they want to take it a certain way.
Sure.
And so that brings me all the way back to one of the main themes about this movie is friendship. And
100%.
the lack of friendship, and how friendship is important. At the very beginning, she's trying to make friends. All the way till the very end, you see, what happens with friends. And it's just, it's actually a really well done film. And I'm happy that they made it.
Yeah.
So for me, Toy Story 3 is very emotional. It's probably the most emotional Toy Story
because you think
for
they're
me.
all about to die and you cry.
Correct.
When I watched this in the theater, I legit bawling.
Yes.
I'm like, no!
Me as a grown man, I'm watching Toy Story 3 and I'm crying.
Yeah.
Because I'm emotional that like these toys are probably gonna die.
Yeah,
and
but I think it's because there was so much time between 2 and 3 that like
Correct.
you couldn't help but be emotional about it. So if you rewatched it today, would you feel that same emotion?
Probably, to
think
be
so?
honest. It's just it's the story of like growing up and still having your toys, which I made a video not too long ago for my birthday where I broke out all my old toys that are sitting in that closet in a box. Sorry, guys. But it's true. When you grow up, your toys, if they're not on the shelf, on display, they're probably in a box somewhere. And much like the movies, it's great to take them out every now and then and play pretend and play with your toys. And so that for me was like a really like, that kind of hit home.
Peak
Because
moment.
I did that recently.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's really cool. So for me, it was very much like this is still me. Mm-hmm. And that's just wild to like 36 years. I was watching Toy Story 1 in 1995 or whenever it came out, 96.
Whatever.
So it's like, it's been 30 years. And Toy Story is still like in our lives.
Yeah.
And it's just wild to think about. So, do I think they should make another one? Maybe not.
No, Disney, stop. Or Pixar.
Yeah,
Same
Pixar.
thing.
But that's sort of the trend, the theme with movies in general, right? Is when is too much, or when is...
Where's the line?
Yeah, where's the line? When is it too much? When should you stop? When should you just give up? Star Wars, right? Indiana Jones, all these major franchises, they're trying to find new ways to keep these IPs alive. Mm-hmm. But Toy Story is one of those great ones where you can go back and watch Toy Story 1 and just fall all in love all over again. And so it's really cool. Any final thoughts?
I would just say, if you're like back and forth on should I go see this movie or should I not, go see it. Just go see it.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you're not gonna, even if it's not 10 out of 10 for you like it is for me, I still think you'll really enjoy this movie.
Give it a chance. There's some really cool flashbacks to the original. There's even a part where you see a certain truck go by, and I was like, oh, I caught that.
Everyone knows what that is. If you've seen it, you already know.
And so it was just really cool. There's a lot of moments like that, moments with Jesse, Emily. I don't think they mention Andy at all.
No.
I don't think they mention Andy.
Don't. Well, no. Very briefly.
Oh,
because,
they do.
Because Jessie's
she says
going
it's
through,
on
all
her
of
boot.
her owners,
Yes.
right? All of the kids
She says it's on her boot. They do mention Andy.
So they definitely do, but briefly.
One thing that was very apparent to me, and this will be like my final closing thought, is, and it always, for some reason, I don't know, but I always focus on music in a movie. And there obviously was music, but there was like little themes of, classic Toy Story like vibes. But it was very brief, very like underlying throughout the whole movie. Never once did I hear, "You got a friend in me."
Well, was it when Woody first appeared though? Did it?
So there was the theme.
Something.
There was like, and
But
that was like it. And so
because it wasn't Woody's story.
correct.
Though.
And so maybe it's like it's not that
I feel like
main like Andy Toy Story storyline.
Andy Toy Story.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe because it's not,
right.
It wasn't in there. But to me, I associate Toy Story with "You Got a Friend in Me." Like that's the main overarching like end all be all song. And I just didn't hear that. And I was like, I think that's maybe the first like Toy Story without that song in it,
Yeah.
which is crazy. But all in all, go watch it, check it out. Toys are still alive.
Toys are still alive.
And final question,
Yeah.
are you a tech kid or are you a imagination kid?
Are you asking me that, or are you asking them that?
Well, we know what you are.
We all know what I am.
Yeah. I grew up with imagination, and I'll probably have it the rest of my life. Tech
All day.
girl all
Yeah.
day. But out there, are you a tech kid or are you an Imagineer? Imagineer that. Disney. Disney, Pixar, you say 10 out of 10. I say maybe 8 out of 10.
Woo! 8? Really?
Yeah, because it's not as best as Toy Story 1. Toy Story 1, 10 out of 10,
That's why I said
obviously.
apples and oranges.
So
There's no
yeah,
difference.
8 out of 10. Almost as good as number 3, but I would say number 3 is better than number 5.
Oh.
For me. For me, number 3 is
interesting.
better than number 5. But until next time, friends, folks out there, I'm Eddie,
I'm Jess.
and we are 90s Kids R Us.
Yes.
Catch you guys on the next episode. Thanks for hanging out. Now that,
Was epic.
see you next time. Jessie the yodeling cowgirl.